Hello guys, Guru here. If you're new to the channel or enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for more top-notch podcast reviews of your favorite series. Peace.
What's up, people? It's Guru and coming at you again with another video. Today's topic is that Walking Dead Greatness Season 2. I'm doing the whole season, so check this video out. I'm probably gonna break it out in 2 or 3 parts, but yo, let's go ahead and go with it. Yo, I enjoyed season 2 more than I enjoyed season 1. I really love the way they ended off season 1. Everybody just rolled off this. That was cool, you know, because if they didn't get like another season, it seemed like, okay, a brave new world. It seemed like you're going off into the unknown. So what happens from now? It was a crazy cliffhanger. It was kind of like, you know, I just love the way they did that part. But of course, season 2 was a longer season, so we got a lot more character development between a lot of the key characters, and a lot of characters that I really enjoyed in the first season. I kind of flip-flop. I really did. First season, I was a Rick guy. You know, Rick was a cool dude. I really enjoyed Rick. And but season 2, I got to say, man, Shane was my man. Yo, Shane, yo, Shane was just dope as hell. I'm gonna do, matter of fact, I'm gonna do a Shane video, man. You know, Shane was my dude, man. Shane was a very complex character. But as we saw, the development was crazy between was Daryl. Daryl changed a whole lot from the first season, man. It seemed like in the first season he was almost like a boy, even though he's a lot older than what he looks. But the first season he looked like a wild young, you know, 20-year-old guy. But then when we get into the second season, he's grown, man. He developed so much, and we saw the loss of Sophia. Rick goes to try to fight off some walkers or something, and so him and Sophia get separated from the group, and he tells us, kind of give him instructions how to get away, you know. And I don't know if she followed him correctly or whatever. It might have been a bad choice by Rick, but you know, so of course she's gone missing, and the group keeps trying over and over and over again to find her. And we see that Carl gets shot looking at a deer right in front of Rick and Shane. And I think the guy's name was Otis. I think Otis was the one that shot him, and it takes him back to the farm to heal him, you know. And another thing was that thing was pissing me off was T-Dog. He was always stumbling and bumbling. Like I said, it's almost racist the way his character was written to me, because he was always the clown. Like, he was horrible in season 1, and season 2 he started off just as horrible. Like when they were on the side of the road, and all those walkers started coming out, and everybody's running and hiding and stuff and ducking because they didn't have enough ammunition to fight off all those walkers. Who's the only one that gets cut? He gets cut. I mean, he cuts his arm so bad, blood is gushing everywhere, and we know the walkers can smell blood in living beings, whether they're animal or human. And he just happened to be the one that stumbles and falls and cuts his arm damn near to the bone. Blood everywhere. He's bleeding all over the place. I like, come on, all the people, why it had to be him? You know what I'm saying? That pissed me off. You know, then he hallucinating and stuff, man. I really didn't like his character at the beginning. He was season 1 all the way to that part. He was horrible. I couldn't stand it. I actually hate seeing him on the show. That's how bad it was to me, man. I thought it was like, honestly, I can honestly say I'm not a person pulling a race car, but that would just seem like, why are you making this stumbling, bubbling, big ass black oaf? He was just, I couldn't stand his character, man. He was just, he acted all weak and yes sir, you know, he was like the only black guy there, but I was like, come on, man. The man was putting on some tap shoes for season 2, man. But I digress. And then we got the old, and at first, what's the girl name? Carol. I know she lost her child. I mean, but you gotta see everybody else lost a lot of things too. You know, she did lose her husband. She pretty much lost her whole family because she lost her husband, and the only thing she had left was her child. So she did, and her weakness was really apparent. you know, and I was she was kind of a character that kind of was making me mad, because it's like, oh, you know, woe is me, you know. I understand it's a shock. I have sympathy, you know, but she was pissing me off, you know. It really was pissing me off, because like I said, so many people have lost so much. Like what's his name? Adrian, what do you call Adrian, right? Andrea, because she lost her sister, and then I'm having to shoot her sister in the head. You know what I'm saying? That was a major loss, because Andrea was pissing me off last season too. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of almost hoping that she stayed in that damn building and blew up with Jackie and that damn doctor, the scientist or whatever. But it is what it is, you know. Dale's simping ass had to go get her out of there, because, you know, he was simp and thirsty as hell. He really wanted some of that poontang pie real bad. I mean, the old man must find a bottle of Viagra on side of the road somewhere, but he was really feeling this stuff. He wanted some of that blonde chick. But that and Shane, I really had a bad outlook on Shane. Shane still was the dirtiest player of the game, you know, but to see what he would do for Rick and what he would do for Carl and Lori was apparent. It's like, if he, you know, he do some shady shit, but with the people he down for, he is down for, man. That was hella wrong what he did to Otis, man. Otis was trying to help that boy just as much as he was, and he shot Otis in the legs and let the walkers eat him so he could get escaped. I mean, you know, like you said, he was willing to do whatever he had to do to accomplish his mission, and he really wanted to save Carl, so he sacrificed Otis, and it was hella wrong, man. It was wrong. Of course, he got back to the camp, then he lied about it, and it was eating him up. The guilt was eating him up. You saw he went there and he shaved his head. He started looking all awkward and shit. So I knew something bad was gonna happen to him when when a character starts shaving their head and changing their appearance and something like that. You know something's about to go wrong. Something really bad about to go wrong. And I saw it happening to him, because he already had that epiphany kind of when he was back at the in season 1, when he almost damn near sexually assaulted Lori, and we saw this change in him, and Dale was reading him, and I had to go back in one season episode and go look back that he actually pointed a gun at Rick. He was willing to shoot Rick to, you know, have his family, and I was like, damn, man, Shane, you know, Shane was dirty as hell, and you know, but he was the most realistic person there too. So I really enjoyed his character in season 2. And then, of course, you know, he had the whole with Andrea. He showed her how to shoot. That he brought her out of her funk, man. You know, all that preaching and stuff, and Dale was doing, couldn't do it, but Shane was somebody that was able to reach her. You know, and because Andrea was broken, and at that point in time, Shane was broken too, because the talk he had with Rick, and Rick told him pretty much. Rick was a man, and Rick told him, like, you know, what was what. What's up? Then we go back up. You know, when Laura finally told Rick that, you know, she screwed Shane and the whole pregnancy thing, I still don't like that bitch. I said I don't like that bitch, man. She was dirty as hell. Even though she was saying that she thought Rick was dead and Shane thought Rick was dead, you don't fuck your best friend, your husband's best friend. I'm sorry, man. If it had been a complete stranger, like she screwed Daryl, that would have made more sense. Like, cause she don't know nothing about Daryl. You know what I'm saying? That is a stranger. But you screw that man's best friend. Y'all both are grieving over Rick. You know what I'm saying? So, but yet y'all still take it there to screw each other. You know, that's like dishonor. If Rick was dead, that's like dishonoring his death. You know, I'm gonna screw my best friend's wife, and you gonna screw your best friend's brother. I mean, your husband's best friend. That was dirty. So I didn't like that, man. Lori pissed me off. I'll never like that chick because of that shit. So I didn't like Lori at all. You know, anything bad happened to her, I'm happy for it. So I hated that character. Carl was pissing me off too, because Carl kept doing dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the time when he was picking at the walker, throwing rocks at it because he thought it was stuck in the mud or something, and thing finally got loose, almost got his ass. And I'm glad Shane told him. Shane was the one that told him, like, look, man, Carl, don't try to get yourself killed, man. You know, and he stole the gun out of Daryl's bag and all that shit. He just kept doing dumbass shit. Just like, dude, kid, do you not see what's going on around you? You know, you're a cop, son. You should have a little bit of common sense, you know. And I noticed that how he kind of gravitated more to Shane than he did to Rick, because Shane was actually a teacher. You know, he had that fatherly son vibe with Carl, and so it was a good, cool dynamic to see that. Interesting dynamic. They wrote that pretty good with how Shane got something he always wanted, pretty much, was a real family, and then Carl was actually a good kid. He listened to him, he looked up to him, and Carl looked at, you know, Shane as a father figure, a teacher, an instructor, a cool guy. So he had a lot of respect for Shane, and he looked for Shane's approval like any son would do. So that was just a good dynamic. So that's why it hurt him when Shane would say something to him. It was almost like, you know, even though Rick, he understood Rick was his father and everything. He had respect for Rick, but he had a lot of respect and admiration for Shane as well. So that was cool too, man. And Dale, oh my gosh, Dale, bitch. Oh my gosh, he bitched all season, man. It was like, yo, anytime it was something that needed to be done, he was crying about it. He was whining. It's like, dude, you're not living in the old world no more. Things have changed. You can't just understand. He want everybody to go full barbarian and savage, but damn, man, you know, these times, you know, like you said, it's not a democracy. We're not in the same old world. You can't live by those rules and survive now. I remember when the rapper Nori, he said a line, said, it's a dirty game and both of us ain't playing fair. That's the way it is. It's a dirty world now. You in a dirty game and you can't play fair. You play fair, you're gonna die. And he couldn't understand that. He kept, and you know, of course we saw what happened to him, and I'm glad it did happen to him, because he needed to be wiped out. But it's showing that, to me, that symbolized, he was like the symbolization of the old way, traditional ways of thinking. So when he died out, that changed a lot of things. That was like the last bit of their old morals dying out, was with dying with Dale. When that changed the whole dynamic of the group, because they didn't have that fallback on God to say, okay, this is how we should live. This is the old ways. We need to be more civilized to this. We need to hold life in high regard. We need to uphold the democratic process. No, things changed. So when he died, the group changed, because they didn't have that little, he was the little white angel on your shoulder talking. That was gone now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like survival of the fittest, you know, and we see that. And the same thing with that, it was being said, was the fight with Rick and Shane. When they got in the fight, and Rick pretty much left him to die. And so people said, so you look back at it, when Shane pointed a gun at Rick when they were in the woods and Dale saw him do it, he did the same thing to Shane. He pretty much left Shane to die by all those walkers. But he did come back and get him. Just like Shane didn't shoot Rick. You know what I'm saying? It's like both of them could have took each other out, even though both of them had respect and love for each other. You know, so both of them was willing to do some dirty shit to the other guy. You know, but at the same time, Rick would trust Shane, and Shane would trust Rick. You know, so that was really crazy right there, man. It's like, my enemy's my best friend, my best friend's my enemy, you know. So that was just crazy in the end, man. But I blame the whole, when my man Shane was coming to task with everything, and he was gonna leave everything alone, right? After he had to talk with Rick, he had to fight with Rick and everything. He done screwed Andrea. He was pretty much chilling. He even fell back and let Rick call the shots. You know, he wasn't even real, you know, he was chilling. But then who the hell stirs up the pot again?